What is our mission?
A mission of misfortune. Wise and noble Garanol is friend and ally to Ekaterina. I take no pleasure in storming his home, but Ekaterina has divined that the Cappadocians have stolen from her. We seek to retrieve a precious fragment of the Book of Nod, the wisdom of the ancient Canaanites.
Why would Garanol steal from her?
We know not. Until we learn all, we cannot let them know we serve Ekaterina.
To the abyss with thee!
Final death to thee, my Canaanite brothers! The oblivion thou seeks is upon thee!
To the abyss with thee!
Behold, the mural depicts Cain as God's favored son. every child knows that Cain's sacrifice of grain vexed the Lord, and Abel's sacrifice of the blood of a lamb satisfied the Lord. But mysterious old Cainites tell us that the Lord craved blood and reveled in Cain's second sacrifice, the blood of his brother Abel. The Lord raised up Cain over the other sons of Adam. He freed him from plowing the earth for food and set a mark on him that he live forever. Garanal devoutly believes this Cainite heresy, which holds that the curse of Cain is truly a blessing.
And thou, dost thou believe the Cainite heresy?
If I am favored of the Lord, the angels have not seen fit to tell me of it.
To the abyss with thee!
Thou dost fight thy allies with great zeal, Wilhelm.
I take no pleasure in it. I just do what must be done. The only one I will not fight is Garanal, the leader of the Cappadocians. I chose to strike this night because Garanal and his assistant Serena have an audience with the Cainite Prince of Prague, Rudolf Brandl, and will not be here.
Feel the cold embrace of the tomb, whelp. Thy coffin awaits thee, stripling. The grave yearns to swallow thee.
To the abyss with thee! To the abyss with thee!
More dark worship. Is there no end to the vampiric taste for blasphemy?
Garanal celebrates the transfiguration of death, but I do not share his fondness for the grave. I have died once to become a Cainite, and do not seek to die again.
To the abyss with thee!
Thy coffin awaits thee, stricken. The grave yawns to swallow thee.
To the abyss with thee! To the abyss with thee!
The beast roars within me. The beast roars within me.
To the abyss with thee!
An earthen floor blankets this room.
Aye, the Cappadocians do bury their newly embraced in a ritual of death.
To the abyss with thee! To the abyss with thee! To the abyss with thee!
And I must feed.
To the abyss with thee! 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 To the abyss!
Blood! I crave blood!
To the abyss! To the abyss with thee! To the abyss with thee!
is Garanol's study. Now to find the key that unlocks the secrets of the dead.
I am weak with lack of precious blood.
Thou mayest draw forth blood from me.
Feel the cold embrace of the tomb.
Thou mayest draw forth blood from me.
A key in the form of a finger bone.
abyss with thee!
Cold embrace of the tomb.
To the abyss with thee! To the abyss with thee! To the abyss with thee!
What beast once wore this skull upon its neck?
My newest child, Mercurio, hath proved a tainted blessing. Though he is ambitious and untrustworthy, he has added much to the protection of this house. He drinks the power of death with an unquenchable thirst, and could become the greatest student of the grave, but he hath little respect for our ancient alliances with the other Cainites, and could reawaken old feuds. The ungrateful puppy even seeks to seal his crypt from me. Does he not know that I can crack his sealed crypt at any time with my anointed skull of the Lamia? Alas, but I do require Mercurio's aid until such time as I can fathom the secrets of the golem and gain its protection. I would that I had the lore of Rabbi Mordecai ben Judah to aid my experiments, but as I lack the wisdom of the Kabbalists, I would deal with the devil himself in these parlous times.
If Mercurio is charged with the protection of this haven, I wonder that we have not yet faced him.
I would have words with this Mercurio. Venerable Garanal should not have to rely upon an untrustworthy child.
How comes thou here? Flee now, and the great Mercurio will not smite thee.
So, hiding like a rat in a hole, whilst thy kin fight valiantly in defense of thy theft. Thou art a clotpole of a coward.
I hide not. My work is too important. Work thou hast interrupted. I shall crack open the tree of life and uncover all the secrets of death and life.
I shall tell thee the secret of death and life. Give us the Nod fragment, and we shall let thee live.
Nay, thou wilt tell Garanol of my theft. 'Tis better I bury thee in a secret grave, with stakes of oak piercing thy heart, and wraithworms shall hollow out thy noble brows and robust cheeks.
To the abyss with thee! To the abyss with thee!
The beast awakens and meet the lack of precious blood. The beast almost within me.
I rise. The signs of Gehenna, Canto 4. So too, our grandsires will rise from the ground. They will break their fast on the first part of us. They will consume us whole.
What means this dire portent?
This is a great secret, known to a few wise vampires. The Book of Nod tells us that the 13 ancient founders of the vampire clans will one day rise from their age-old sleep. When these antediluvians emerge from torpor, they shall fall upon us, their descendants, and gorge their unholy thirst upon our blood. The day they rise is called Gehenna, or the Winnowing, and it signals the end of all that is. We know not how to prevent it, but even now Ekaterina searches for a way.
Why didst thou not tell me of this? With such evil barking at our heels, we must hasten our work.
Forgive us. Most young Cainites are not ready to hear it. They mistrust their sire, and that we cannot have.
The reeky, bat-fouling old puttock fears that I seek to betray him. But he shall not know with a certainty until the last of his sludge blood oozes from his pus-ridden corpse. The old maggot pie needeth my power in defense of his withered haven, and shall overlook my indiscretions. So I must keep his mewling household in a frenzy, defending themselves from aggrieved villains. I shall steal from the beslubbering Bruja to draw their wrath upon him. However, should his crusty majesty plumb the secrets of the golem, he shall need me no longer. So, I shall pollute the rabbi's gall-faced golem with grave rot, making it useless to him. Then shall I drink the old leper's blood before the moon hath fully waned.
Garanol's search for wisdom has not trespassed into our haven. 'Twas his false servant Mercurio. We were fortunate to find the fragment before another clan could learn of it. Others might not have spared Garanol in the search. Cappadocians are a strange clan, Christoph. They seek to understand death and the secrets of the grave. Prepare thyself. Their halls are guarded by the walking dead.
The stench of death taints this holy place.
'Tis fitting for the clan of death. We must hurry. Dawn approaches. The sun is a destroyer now, Christoph. Remember this. During the day, thou must find a place to rest where no sunlight can enter. Let us return to the university, where Katerina shall surely celebrate our triumph.
I cannot share thy pleasure over such a deed.
Come now. Before thy embrace, did thou not slay evil creatures? Behold, thy mission survives even thy death.
That is scant solace for the loss of my soul.
Thou dost brood too much upon events thou cannot change, Christoph. Seek consolation in our Promethean mission. Bury thy woe in the blood-drenched soil of battle. I have found that the fury of war weaves enchantments that soothe even the most troubled heart, kindred and kind alike.
I well know the seduction of warfare.
Then thou knowest the joy of cutting a bloody swath through thy foeman.
The only joy I felt was in doing the work of heaven as a soldier of God. I have done nothing to warrant this fallen state. How can God allow men to become demons? How can God snatch away the promise of salvation?
God allows the innocent child on the battlefield to cry and does nothing. So why should God prevent the misery of a killer like unto thee?
I do not know. I have not considered these things.
Come, I promise thee a trip to the convent, but make haste. Dawn comes quickly.